Hello and welcome to the 741 channel. Thank you for stopping by. Tonight I just wanted to make a quick video and show how I'm running 3 SDRplay tuners all at the same time on one computer. Well, I guess technically you could say 2, as one of the units is the new RSPduo. That's a dual tuner unit, so 2 tuners in one box. But in addition to that, I've got my RSP1A connected as well. So basically 3 tuners on one computer. The way I've got things connected is I've got the high impedance port of the RSPduo connected to one leg of my fan dipole out in the side yard. So it's acting kind of like a random wire antenna. And then the other leg of the high impedance port is grounded. So in other words, instead of connecting it with the coaxial connector, I've got it connected with just wires and jumpers to simulate a high impedance antenna. On the second port of the RSPduo, I've got my 10 meter vertical connected, just because it was the next most convenient antenna to use. And that, of course, is connected to antenna 2, the 50 ohm port. And then on the RSP1A, I've got my 2 meter vertical antenna connected there, also to its 50 ohm port, as that's the only port that it has. So then I've got each of the units connected to my old computer here, each one with its own USB cable, so using 2 USB ports. Over here on the computer, what you can see is the top 2 instances of SDRuno that are running are version 1.23. That's the new version that came out for the RSPduo, and that's the one that runs with the API in the background as sort of a Windows service. And of course, that one is running the 2 tuners inside the RSPduo. So down here on the bottom, I'm running version 1.21. Now, 1.22 is the latest version as of this recording. I've just been too lazy to upgrade it. It was already installed on the computer, so I just ran it. But anyway, that's the software that is running the RSP1A and is used to run the RSP1, 1A, and 2 if you have one of those older units. But what I found is that if we run both instances of the software together, that's how we can get 3 tuners simultaneously on different bands. So what I'll do now is just switch over and do a brief kind of screen capture demo of how everything is working. Now keep in mind this computer's kind of old. It's lacking in horsepower and RAM and all that sort of thing. So it runs all of this stuff just fine until I put my screen capture program on. And once I run the screen capture program and all of this stuff at the same time, it starts to get a little bit choppy. So bear that in mind. If you're going to try this at home, it'll work just fine on the older hardware as long as you're not running anything else in the background like I am with the screen capture program. First up, I'm going to activate the master tuner on the RSPduo. You can see I'm connected to the high Z port here, and I'm tuned to the AM broadcast band, and in particular 1030 WBZ out of Boston, Massachusetts, which is, I don't know, about 80 miles or so northeast of here.
Got some delays south of the city on Route 1. It's slow both ways around the stadium in Foxborough because of an event happening there tonight.
Okay, so as you can hear, that's working just fine. Station's coming in nice and strong. No issues, no choppiness yet or anything, although you can see that the fuel gauge here is showing some heavier processor usage kind of ticking up. And again, a lot of that is from the screen capture program running in the background, not so much the SDRuno instances running. So what I'll do now is activate the second tuner. You can see we've got that set up to connect to the 50 ohm port on tuner 2. And I am tuned to the FM broadcast band this time, and in particular 91.7 WHUS, which is the University of Connecticut's FM station, and that transmitter is only about 10 miles or so east of here. Okay, and they're playing music now, so I'm going to mute that. A little while ago they were just talking, which is why I chose that station. But anyway, you get the idea. It's working. You can see the activity over here. It's receiving. And of course now the fuel gauge is kind of pegged. So now let's see if I can get the third one going along with the screen capture program. Okay, so you can see down here I've got the third instance of SDRuno running. And again, this is the older version. And we're connected to the RSP1A here. and tuned to 162.475, which is the NOAA weather frequencies. And this particular transmitter is a few miles west of me. It's pretty close, so we should be able to hear that without any issue. But you can see that the CPU usage is just about pegged here, so I'm not sure that they're all going to play at the same time with the screen capture program running, but we'll give it a try.
Highs in the upper 70s. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Gusts up to 20 miles an hour in the afternoon.
Okay, so as you can hear, it is playing just fine, and it's not even really getting choppy yet, even though the CPU usage is kind of pegged. If we unmute this, maybe it'll start to get choppy. We'll see. Okay, actually that wasn't bad. It seemed like it was handling it okay, even though the CPU usage is pegged. So that's pretty much it. You can see that you're able to run the RSPduo alongside with one of the other units with running the new version 1.23 alongside one of the older versions of SDRuno. So one use case that comes to mind for this would be if you were set up at an air show or something like that. So you could monitor the ATSC voice frequencies on one tuner, you could monitor the ADSB telemetry data on the second tuner, and then you could use the third tuner to listen to ground communication, or if you're a ham, you could listen for your buddies or something like that, or whatever on the third one. And of course that doesn't even take into account that with each of the instances of SDRuno, for each tuner rather, you can have multiple virtual receivers. So if you've got enough hardware, you can run tons of streams here and really monitor and communications at an event like an air show or something along those lines. Now there's probably many other use cases, but that was the first one that came to mind. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I just wanted to quickly document this and show that it is possible to run the RSPduo alongside another RSP unit on the same computer. I've actually had a few people contact me and ask me that question, so I just wanted to kind of answer it here while I was in between other projects and work. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to leave a comment or subscribe, feel free to do that as well. And if you'd like to learn more about the RSPduo or the RSP1A or any of SDRplay's products, don't forget to check out their website, which is www.sdrplay.com. You'll find the link down in the description below as well. Thanks for watching.